Imagine, you're about to debut in the brutal K-pop industry, and your company releases the very first photo of you and your group online.
Oh my god! What is that?
For most rookie groups, instant backlash would be a nightmare. It could have ended their careers even before it began. But that wasn't the case for a certain rookie group called Lngshot. Assuming most of us are chronically online, K-pop fans were shocked beyond recovery when this image dropped. Well, Jay Park needs no introduction, and there he was, surrounded by 4 teenage boys, the youngest only 15 years old, all of them throwing their middle fingers up in the air. These are the 4 boys who were about to debut under Jay Park's newest company called More Vision. Now, looking at it from a marketing and media point of view, this image was about to go down in history. Because at the end of the day, there is nothing called negative publicity. Publicity is all about getting exposure and making the people talk about you, pay attention to you, look into your profiles and start recognizing you on the internet. But what they did with that publicity, I really don't think anybody else other than Jay Park and Lngshot could have done it in this oversaturated K-pop market, where almost every group look and sound the same. Now, if we take a look into Jay Park's history, the doubts raised by people kinda made sense at the beginning. We are talking from the point of view of cultural appropriation and racism. And let's be honest, there have been plenty of problematic moments in K-pop related to these things which were barely addressed. So, I was skeptic as well, but I decided to listen to their music, watch how much media training these young boys have received, and then make my decision about whether I should stan them or not. That pre-debut image forced 4 teenage boys to start fighting an uphill battle from day one in the K-pop industry. Throughout several shows and lives, Lngshot had to remind people repeatedly that they were not punks or bad guys. I could almost hear how they were pleading people to give them a chance to prove that they are just emerging artists who want to show the world what they are capable of. A chance to prove that they are more than just that one pre-debut era image. Lngshot officially made their debut on January 13th, 2026, with their EP Shot Callers, along with their music video for the title track, Moonwalkin. The group is made of 4 members. 20-year-old Ohyul, their leader and vocalist. 20-year-old Ryul, the main rapper. 17-year-old Woojin, who was in charge of composing and even some of their choreography. And last but not the least, 15-year-old Louis, the main vocalist and the youngest member. The response was overwhelmingly positive. The song was praised for its early 2000s R&B sound, strong performances, and confident stage presence. Fans highlighted the members' skills, the catchy choruses, and their charisma, with some comparing Louis' youthful vocals to a 2010-era Justin Bieber. Lngshot went on to break records for first-week Spotify streams for a 5th-generation boy group, and quickly became one of the most followed K-pop artists on the platform. Now, keeping all the commercially available info aside, I did not make this video to tell you guys what you already know. I am sure we all have caught up with their music videos, logbooks, and we are all tracking their latest posts across several social handles. I decided to make this video to share my personal thoughts on this 5th-generation boy group and where I think they're headed in 2026. I don't know how many of you will resonate with what I'm about to say, but hear me out, because I have a lot to discuss. Is Lngshot going to ride this momentum of success into something even bigger? Are they the rookies the K-pop industry has been desperately waiting for? Like, what's going on right now with Lngshot? Let's start from the beginning, shall we? As a veteran K-pop fan, I've seen my fair share of promising debuts. But honest to God, Lngshot's debut was something else. The last time I was genuinely left speechless by a debut was back in 2016, when NCTU dropped The Seventh Sense. It was experimental, it was refreshing, and it stood out in a sea of conventional releases. That's exactly how I felt when Lngshot chose to lean into R&B sounds with Moonwalkin. It wasn't just different for the sake of being different. It felt intentional and confident. I was aware of their pre-debut mixtape, but I didn't really dive into it until I watched the Saucin music video. Turns out, these guys were cooking up one banger after another, even before they finalized a name for their group. They had 10 tracks in their mixtape, including the remixes of their original songs, and after listening to these, I knew what I was signing up for. Jay Park really did not hold back when he handpicked these guys and gave a platform to present their raw talent. Well, it has been a while since I have seen the CEO of an entertainment company getting heavily involved with the schedules and activities of the group they were about to launch. And Jay Park was literally everywhere, somewhere between all the negativities that comes from the side of Jay Park. I feel like he is going to give these boys all the creative freedom in the universe. I have hopes that a man who himself escaped from the harsh industry culture of South Korea will not force a boy group from his own company to play by the book. And sure as hell, Lngshot is not here to play by the rules of the K-pop industry. Throughout the videos on Lngshot's official social media channels, I have observed how cool and casual these boys are with Jay Park. They roast their CEO, follow his advices, and they are pretty much like a little family. We have a single dad and 4 teenage boys who do not aspire to fit in the mold of perfectionism. Jay Park is out there guiding them from one program to another. He is showing the kids how to climb the ropes in the industry. And damn right, he is spending a lot of money to market these boys to the domestic and foreign audience. Their Saucin music video is a proof of how dead serious is Jay Park about making Lngshot work in this saturated K-pop market. Now guys, listen, I think we all know that Jay Park was trolling these big company CEOs and their stupid rules about looking perfect and acting like the obedient good boy they are. He takes a jab at the ridiculous dating ban, and even mentions that Lngshot needs to make songs like Saja Boys from K-pop demon hunters to make a name for themselves. But Ohyul barges in through the wall and takes the boys with him, leaving behind Jay Park's repulsive CEO to scream and curse at them as the music video starts. That was one-of-a-kind music video. I miss this exact energy. The untamed, unfiltered, unpolished energy that was last seen amongst second-gen boy groups. Lngshot is going berserk all over the town, spitting out their drinks, hanging upside down, crazy cinematography, transitions, editing. There was so much chaos on screen, and oddly enough, it all made sense. It made sense because I could finally see Jay Park's vision behind Lngshot and the image they were creating for themselves. Once you look past the parody, you quickly realize that these Lngshot boys stand apart from every other K-pop boy group right now. And with that, let me address the EVIL CORTIS tag that was put on Lngshot, and the way they were dragged by the internet for trivial reasons. Just because Lngshot debuted in the same era as Cortis, and they obviously have a brash and darker concept against Cortis, it made them an easy target. And before I could blink, I was already witnessing hate trains and fan wars on the internet. Cortis obviously has built a bigger fan base because they debuted last year. And on top of that, they are from HYBE, which means they already had a designated fandom even before making their official debut. Well, that was not the case with Lngshot. Unlike Cortis, their initial reception was mostly negative, but I am so glad that they were able to change most of the haters into their fans after dropping their music. Suddenly, these boys and their middle fingers did not mean that much harm. They were not getting compared to Tarzan anymore. Lngshot now has a future, and the variations they brought in with 3 music video releases so far tells me everything I need to know about them. Lngshot is insanely talented. Jay Park knows exactly what he is doing. They have 4 extremely stable vocalists and rapper. Their line distributions will always be fair, and their rappers will never disappoint. I mean, they got game. I was familiar with their game, but it's time others wake up and get familiar with the Lngshot game as well. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you for listening to my rant. This is the first of hopefully many videos that will be up on this channel where I will yap about the Korean industry, and you guys will have the freedom to agree or disagree with me. A little tap on the subscribe button will help me in the long run, so I hope you can join me on this crazy ride. Signing off.
제발 플리즈 제발 스톱 제발